I don't want anyone else to feel like it's a bad thing to have ADHD or try to manage it. I more so have a drive to finish my tasks before I rest. We're all just a big bunch of energy and a lot of scatterbrains, but we get stuff done.
I wanted to go back to what Sean said because know thyself is a big theme around here, growing the future, and you know yourself in terms of you're very open. You shared it on the podcast. You got diagnosed with ADHD and you're treating it. You're working with it. Tell us about that.
Yeah, very open about this topic because I feel like there's a lot of stigma behind it, and I don't want anyone else to feel like, it's a bad thing to have ADHD or try to manage it because for my life, again, I just have a lot going on. So if I weren't to manage my ADHD properly, I think I saw this a lot before I was properly managing it, that I would just reach a state of shutdown or almost like a paralysis where I was just like so stuck in not doing anything because I had so much to do that it was killing my day to day. Like I couldn't really function properly because I didn't know how to get out of that. So I am medicated and I go through a lot of different tools to manage my ADHD, whether it be these lists that I create or these books that I read as well for self-improvement. But that feeling of being so heavy with your to-do list and not being able to move, like not like you're so stuck. It's like an insanely awful feeling because then you get guilty and then you're like, I have 80 things to do and I can't even do one. So that was the thing that really, really, really ruined a lot of my productivity because I couldn't figure out how to make myself get unstuck. So, because of that, I was working without medication previously to try to make these things better. And that came down to to-do lists, it came to time blocking, it came to blocking out my days with certain stuff and a lot of breaks, if I'm being honest. But then it came to a point where it was like my day-to-day life is getting pretty heavy with all these tasks I have to do. I need to do something about it. So I did end up, yeah, going to the doctor and we worked and I do medicate for ADHD now. And it does help a lot. It keeps me on track. I don't get that stuck feeling as much anymore. I more so have a drive to finish my tasks before I rest, which is also really good. But managing that in my day-to-day life and also just like the stigma around it is something that like I'm always open to talk about because I feel like more of us struggle with it than not. So having that awareness and being able to actually mitigate it is something that, again, you need to have that mindset that like I'm maybe stuck now, but I don't always have to be this way. Or like I can push through that, right? So it's always that mindset too of am I actually being productive? What am I getting out of this? What are my goals and my intentions going forward as well?
Love it. Zach Zenert is relating. Thanks for coming on, Zach. Never been diagnosed, but what you just said, I feel that often, double exclamation mark, being stuck. What would you say to somebody who maybe has a suspicion or thinks they might be? How would they go about addressing that, or how did you go about addressing that?
For me, I was undiagnosed pretty much my entire childhood to teenage to I actually just got diagnosed formally at the age of 23, which was way later than I should have. I always knew I had ADHD. I mean, my family's the same way. It's just like we're all just a big bunch of energy and a lot of scatterbrains, but we get stuff done, so that's good. But for me, it was like working from home was a really tough task to do with ADHD. So for me, I just, I identified it. I used to do a lot of journaling on how I would feel and like the things I'd get done that day so I can look back and I almost had to thrive off the guilt of feeling like I didn't get anything done because then it almost motivated me to get better. And then after a while, I just adjusted and went to the doctor and talked about solutions going forward.
How do you thrive off guilt?
Because guilt is something that actually drives me a lot. So guilt in the tasks that you don't finish is something that uh, it drives me quite a bit. So for example, the thesis thing, I'm a little overdue on my like 2 years. I'm a little over the 2 year thing. I was so guilty. So I ended up just intentionally planning my time to finish the thesis. I put 4 hours here, 4 hours there, intentionally putting in that time because I was so driven by guilt that I had to finish it. Same thing with these to-do lists. If I'm like, oh my God, I got nothing done the day before, the next day I almost find that I'm hyper productive because I'm driven by the guilt of not doing something the day before.
So you're saying you can transform a negative emotion into positive motivation, if I'm correct.
That's how I am. I mean, it's something that is for me, not for everybody, but I know like even just when it comes to tight timelines or pressure, like or working off of stress, it's kind of the same working on a negative emotion to make it a positive outcome type deal.
Zach is saying it was not even a thing back when I was a kid. I don't know how old you are, Zach, but it wasn't that long ago. I don't think it really was when I was growing up either. And we just worked more or did more. LOL. Still to me, the best medicine is just doing more.
And that's fair. Like I do a lot. I every day I'm doing more, but I do like for me it just helped a lot, right? For sure. It's just like that. Yeah, doubling, yeah, like you said, doubling down after having a stuck day is doing more the next day. And the best medicine for me is doing more until it's not, until I reach burnout. And then it's really like it hits me hard when I do reach burnout. And it's something that is really real too.
Talk about that.
Burnout, I've hit it many times. Overcommitting, not saying no to things, just keep going and not being able to take time for myself has caught up to me a lot. And then this also seems to happen in the winter months, obviously, when it's a little bit more gloomy, perhaps, and you don't get as much sunshine. But burnout is something that I've had to dig myself out of a couple times already, where I just overcommit. I say yes too many times, and it comes down to the point where I am burnt out. I don't have energy. I'm exhausted. I get sick. So identifying that and realizing, like, okay, maybe I did commit to too many things. Maybe I did over. I said yes a little bit too many too many times, and I've reached the capacity of my time is something that is a good self-awareness practice, and it happens. We're all human, right? So I don't think it's avoidable. I just think dealing with it and trying your best to not be burnt out is also good. But I'm still mastering that one. I do get burnt out quite often, so still
Mm.
on the mastery of that one. I have not yet found a great solution.
You haven't, do you have the magic pill for that when you are burnt out?
God, I wish. Nope, just have to take a day. Honestly, take a day because you know what? Like at the end of the day, you still need to rest. You still need to find time for the people in your life, and that can refill your cup. So getting some rest in, laying in bed, even if it feels guilty, like just resetting, right? Like that's what I've had to do.